Rochdale 13 with Alan Kilshaw ahead of London Broncos tomorrow. First off though, after sort of a great start to the season, are you disappointed with the performance last week in the Challenge Cup?
Yeah, obviously disappointed with the result. I think you can get a gauge of attitude from the first 20 minutes in a game, and we were really flat. We were off the standards that we'd set, defensively and offensively. We dropped the ball from the kick-off and didn't really recover from that. And then when we did actually, get back into the game at 20-all, we found a way to lose the game. So we were way off the standards that we've set early on in the year, and we'll be looking to address that tomorrow and getting back to the standards of defence, especially that we've set, and that aggression that we're renowned for, in the comp. And we were off defensively last week, and we were disappointed with the manner in which the points we conceded, and also some of the tries we let in were really soft.
And obviously the boys will have been disappointed with the performance, like you said, well off the standards that they've set. How's the week been, obviously, the build up to this?
Yeah, they weren't too great Tuesday. They were a bit flat. They come in a little bit down, and I'd expect that. I wouldn't want them all high-fiving and laughing and joking, but we had a good meeting, and same as when we win 48-hour rule, we put it to bed. We had a good meeting. Leadership group had a meeting as well, and a lot of good things were said in there, but we need to convert that talk. We've had a good week, really good week's prep, and that York game's at the back of our mind now. Long term it might benefit us, in the league, having a couple of weekends off now. So it was more the manner of the performance and the defeat than the actual outcome of going out of the competition itself.
And on to London tomorrow. Obviously London Broncos, they're a full-time side, quite a bit of ex-NRL talent. Are you sort of excited for the challenge?
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. We've trained well, they're a good side, we've had a good look at them. They've got some players there that can really do some damage. I suppose the disappointing thing, from a rugby league point of view, is there's not that many local London players in the side. When Phil Jones was there as the head of youth, he did a really good job, and there was a lot of lads coming through. But obviously with them losing the Super League status, they've recruited from all over, and they've recruited well in the off season. They've not really hit the ground running, yet, but they're still in second place, so they're a team to be wary of. And we're looking forward to it. It's another good challenge for us, and we've got a good record, against the bigger sides and the full-time sides already this season. So we'll look forward to it, and we're well prepared.
And sort of what you obviously you've done your homework like you always do. What will you look at as sort of the main threats that London will pose tomorrow?
Yeah, they've got two really good halfbacks. Sam's a decent player, and they've got a French halfback there in Barfew, and they've got some big middles. James Cunningham's coming back tomorrow, so we'll give him a lift around the ruck and around dummy half, and they've missed him. And they'll be smarting as well, because they didn't have a great result last week. They're a dangerous side with the ball, and we can't turn over ball and make as many errors as we have been doing, because we'll get burnt tomorrow. We need to make sure we look after the ball and complete our sets, and if we do that, we'll give ourselves a good chance to have a really good performance.
And you mentioned Jared Samet there. Obviously he's a key man for them. I think there was no secret that you and Chris Riley were scheming in the off-season to try and get him to the club. What happened there?
Yeah, look, Chris is, he's always, throwing me players to try and recruit. He's good at that, doing recruitment. But no, we didn't have any contact. I think Chris was trying to get him down, but we'd signed Lewis and Danny had re-signed, so we're really happy with our halfbacks. But yeah, like Chris and some of the other players are always letting you know of people who's available and not available. So they just want to play with the best players, and bring the best players to the club. And Jared is a good player, but yeah, he wasn't really on our radar, in the off season.
And just back onto us, Gary Middlehurst missed last week, and we really missed him. How is it with his sort of injury wise?
Yeah, he probably could have played last week. He'll be sweet tomorrow. He's trained all week. We did miss him. He's a big player for us. He gets through a lot of work, and that enforcer type as well, and he can play a bit. So he was well missed last week, but You know, again, it's the whole picture, it's the whole season that we had in mind, and you know, Jordan came in and did a good job in the middle, and you know, the other lads as well. You know, stepped up to the plate. I don't think it was the absence of Gary that was the main thing why we lost the game.
And just on to another player who's been going well, Jack Holmes picked up a bit of a lower leg injury last week. Can you reveal any more about that?
Yeah, it's not as bad as first feared. He broke his foot at first, but he's just gone. It's a bit of ligament damage, so he won't play tomorrow. And Danny Bridge as well with that ankle sprain, but we're hopeful that they'll both be in contention for selection next week.
Cheers, Alan.